Alright, alright. So I ended up having to go bio, make sure I'm recording okay. And I wanted to make sure that video was actually recording the audio because I haven't tested it yet. And then all of a sudden it was 2 hours. I'm like, oh no. I hope it recorded or else I'm going to be talking a lot again. So I'm right where I was trying to get Rat Girl to set up for HP of 30. And I'll try to explain what I'm trying to do, which is I'm trying to... Okay, so you saw earlier where I had a symbol named the same thing as a function. And then Lisp knew when I was calling whichever one by the way you call it. But you can have them have the same name. But I'm trying to mess with a variable, or let's say a symbol, and give it values. I even want to stuff a function in there to try to make it be like object-oriented programming without ever setting the variable. I was testing out, so let me take my earbuds out. I was testing if the sound was going to work, and it did work. But it's real weird talking with these things in my ears. And I was trying to play some music and listen to some music while I was talking. I didn't necessarily want to put it on YouTube, I just forgot. And when I recorded my video, one video, not recently, but yesterday I think, so I guess it was recently. And I'm over here recording this stuff, and I realized that I was recording the audio tracks in the same like thing or whatever. And I meant to turn the music off, I just forgot about it. So when I uploaded that video up to YouTube, it had music in the background and it got that like copyright junk on it or whatever. So I ended up deleting that video and then tried to then record a video with sound, like record me talking with a microphone and also play music but separate the tracks, which it worked. But the problem was when I uploaded that to YouTube, it didn't do anything but play the music. It didn't like let me turn it off. And there might be some. I just started uploading these videos, so maybe there's like some way to do this. I just don't know what it is. So then what I did after that was to take it into Kden Live, which is like a video editor, open source or whatever, video editor. And I went in there and I took the audio track out for the music and then put, since YouTube couldn't figure out where my sound, I even want to say the second time, that time I was just like, I'll put because it had the song and it didn't have my voice. So I just deleted the song, the one with the song on it, the system sounds, and then put my voice there. But then it took like an hour and a half. It ended up being, I don't know, it was a long video. It seems like I'm just over here trying to like learn Lisp and play around, and these things end up being like a couple hours long, which I don't know how that's going to go, but I'll just keep going. And it took an hour and a half just for Kden Live to render that out. And then maybe it won't be so bad when I get a new computer, but and then put it up there, and then of course YouTube, uploads it and does the low res version, and that took like an hour or something, and then the high def for them to do the high def one was like, I want to say like at least 4 hours or something. So I'm still getting used to all this stuff, so I'm just gonna keep going where I was. And so I was gonna explain what I'm trying to do, which I did, right? I didn't want to throw a function in there and stuff and mess with this without the variable ever having a name. And so I'm saying get rat girl set f HP 30, and then if I say like describe, which I think I just described rat girl actually, and there wasn't anything there, right? So what I was doing was this, and it doesn't work. And like I'm saying get rat girl, but there is no rat girl. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like these are backwards or something. So maybe I have to say like setf get, because like if I was gonna say like, well, I think I did some of this stuff already. So if I wanted to setf something and set to that, which I guess I did already, so I don't want to do that again. And here I'm saying like setf. And then I want to say, I gotta get. And do I have to get rat girl? So do I get rat girl? Yeah, I don't even know. Like set f get rat girl, and then what if I say like get rat girl HP, set f get rat girl HP, and then what I'm gonna set f to. And I think I said I wanted to give her 30 HP maybe. So does this make sense? So I'm gonna set f. I don't know what I'm setting f, but I could set f like name be rivet. So if I say set f get rat girl HP and give it 30, like what is this gonna do? I guess. So this time it returned 30. What was it returning last time? Because it wasn't airing out, I don't think, when I did it like this. Oh yeah, it was. Okay, so this one right here didn't air it out, right? So can I now see that? So if I am saying set f it to 30, then what if I get rid of that part of it, right? So if I come over here and then delete that, let's say. Okay, so now we have done, oh, that's not what I did. Set f get rat girl HP 30. So, like, what is it getting? Here's my question, right? It's saying it set it, and what did it set? Like, is there a rat girl? I guess it's a real question, right? So if I say rat girl, oh, rat girl's just coming back to herself. So it's our variable name rat girl, and it's like the variable rat girl is unbound. Okay, so there is no rat girl, but I can get it, right? I'm saying get me the HP I said of rat girl earlier. So somewhere, even though it's saying there's no rat girl variable, there is, like, Lisp is storing this somewhere, so let's just try to describe it. We say describe rat girl, I think, like this. Okay, so how far back were those functions and what were they called? There's like one of those functions was a ZZ function, I think. ZZ, like, is there a ZZ name? So let's just describe ZZ name real quick. What's it? ZZ name, the one that I gave the two. Oh man, it wasn't. I did a ZZ list, I remember. Oh, maybe I can just type ZZ star ZZ dash and start tab completing. So there is a ZZ name. Oh, maybe that's the one I uninterned earlier. Because the other two aren't going to be what I want, right? So I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just try to build our own now. But those other ones at least have something there. So we can see the difference between them. Oh, this one has one. Rivet. So it's saying right here, Common Lisp user rivet. So it must mean rivet, but it's not showing the rest. So if I just say like ZZ name, I was expecting it to look more like, what if we describe one of the other ones? Describe ZZ list maybe. Oh, so this even looks way more different, right? Because ZZ list is a value of A, B, C, D. But where's its name at? I don't know. See, it's kind of weird, but there's a list. So I guess it doesn't give it a variable name or something. You'd think it would have to be, though. So this is like doing something weird, too, right? Because rat girl was a symbol. And is it because it's a list or something? He doesn't give it a name? I don't understand that either. Like, if I'm just... I don't... Oh. Well, yes, I do. Because what I'm doing right there... Oh, it's just so weird, but at least I'm recognizing this stuff, right? What I'm saying there is describe ZZ list. And all it is that listing there, because I didn't quote it. I think this is why it's doing this, actually. So if I quote that, okay, so this is a little bit more what I was trying to, like, see. So we do have that. And did I do that wrong with the name one, too? Is that what I was doing wrong with the name? Let me just go see. That's what I wanted to see. Describe ZZ name, I think is what I named it. Describe, okay. So let's not get frustrated here. Let's just keep going. Gotta learn this stuff. Okay, so now we have, so here's the one that I had, right? So we have ZZ name, this special variable. We have the symbol that's in this common Lisp user space or package or namespace, whatever you want to call it. And then ZZ name, which is a function. And then now I have a rat girl. Maybe that's what I did wrong with her too. Did I not put the quote there? I think I did with her. Oh no, let's try it again. Yeah. So this one has this at least, Common Lisp user. So it's some type of symbol, so it knows a symbol, but it's not a special variable yet, or a variable, I guess, or I don't know. So maybe it's just because it's not a special variable. But it kind of is a special variable, right? Because it's a global. So yeah, I don't know, kind of weird. So we could give her HP. Let me find out how we did that stuff real quick. And so get rat girl HP. We can run that again, so I can remember that, I guess. And then I don't know. Let me just try this. So I had setf there. So if I start typing setf, I think I said get. So maybe I could alt P this. Oh no, it didn't work. I was hoping it would tab complete that. That's cool because I think I remember what it was. Setf get rat girl. Was it? Setf. Let's just try to keep going. If not, I'll go back and find it. So then I said get rat girl str maybe. Oh, but did I? That's what I don't know. Like, did I put the quote there on the other one? I can actually scroll up. We keep forgetting I'm in a GUI thing. How far was it? Setf get rat girl. So we did quote that, okay, right? Yeah, that worked. All right, that's what I'm gonna make sure. I also would be calling it. So now we're gonna give her. Let's just give her 5 strings. That's cool. So setf get rat girl string 5. So now if we describe her again, now we can see that there's a symbol P list. So this is that property list. And we noticed in the last video that this is back from 1959. So the first Lisp, it seemed, had property lists in them, which makes me wonder, like I've been trying to say the whole time, if you could use this as some kind of strange precursor to object-oriented programming, I want to say. And this is one of the reasons I think Lisp is interesting, because it has all the stuff. I think a lot of newer languages are still coming out with stuff that Lisp has. Like I think you'll start hearing about closures and anonymous functions, and I don't know. It seems like from 1959, a lot of stuff was not all of Lisp, of course. This is Common Lisp. And Common Lisp, I want to say, came out in the 80s or something, and it was just a bunch of other stuff, like the best parts from all the other Lisps that came around, like Mac Lisp and all these other interlisps, all these Lisps that were running around or something. But and then it was maybe in the 90s that ANSI standardized, I want to say. But so now, here's the interesting part for me right here. If we have a strength, and an HP in our P list that still doesn't have a name, as far as I can tell, as far as like a how to access it other than using these weird like get rat girl stuff. Now what I want to think of is like, now we'll try to say like get a lambda. What I want to do is now set up one of these little things to be a lambda sitting there. And I want to try to call the lambda is what I'm trying to do. Because if this is so, then you can kind of think of this as, like right now so far we're building like the class, let's say. Like, I know we're not building a class, but this P list is kind of like a class sitting there, right? So far it's like a little string and a little HP sitting there. So, and then you have like methods or whatever for object-oriented programming. So what if I can stuff a lambda inside this P list that kind of doesn't have a real name so far, but it is rat girl, so it has a name, a way we can access it, and just by setting F stuff to it. So, what am I trying to do now? Is let's just say like she's going to attack a function to attack. And that's just for I don't have anybody else for her to attack, so let's try to make rat girl attack herself. So first we'll just say, do we want to do this the ugly way? The ugly way is going to let us sit here and maybe learn what's going on here, right? So maybe I could do I can still do it the ugly way, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So to get rat girls, it's not that hard, but right now to get rat girl strength, let's say, we have to type get rat girl str, I think. And so that gives us the 5 strength, right? But we could just write a function real quick. And we'll say defun, and we'll call it rat girl RG, maybe, for short. But it would be getting her health. So we'll just say like get rat girl HP, let's say. I don't know if I'll remember this, but get rat girl HP. That's almost as long as saying like get dash rat girl dot HP that I was doing up there. But anyway, so we don't have to give it a parameter here because we're just going to be attacking rat girl. But yeah, this is just her HP. But if we want to make this more generic, we could just put people there. It might be smarter. But let's just keep it simple just to show. So, and maybe this is... I'm just going to say RG's, rat girl HP, just to make it easier. It's just typing so much. But you should want to like name your functions readable. That's why I was putting the get rat girl. I'll just put it there to remind me it's get rat girl. And then right here we could just say like get rat girl and HP maybe. So now if I say get RG HP, I'm going to get rat girls. It's showing all this other stuff, the bits. I guess it doesn't matter for right now. But what if I just wanted her? What if I just said a print? Is it still going to type all the other junk out there? Okay, it's just returning that. So that's irrelevant, right? All I care about is this 30 sitting here, actually. This right here, maybe I could show you why I don't care about it. One, if I wasn't in the REPL, I wouldn't see it. If I was like just running this from a file and then running the file. But maybe if I could say format here, right? How would we do this? Format. Wait. Yeah, because I'm in the function I'm trying to build. And I'm going to put true here first. And then I'm just going to say, like, I don't want it to be a decimal or a number or anything, but I think it's going to complain because that expects it not to be 1. So I think I have to put, yeah, that should work, right? Okay, I thought it might, it doesn't care that I put that there. Because I think this right here is like just saying an S expression. I was trying to do that earlier, maybe I messed up something. Or maybe this isn't a number that it's returning, I don't know. Because let me just see, format T tilde S 10. Okay, it doesn't care. So yeah, I think just any S expression right here, it'll accept. So that means it should accept even like a list maybe. Okay, so now if we get back over here, we got like a defun get rat girl HP is what that stood for. And then we have a way to get that and print it out. And so now if I use that function this time, and see how it's returning nil there? But I think, oops, and now it's doing what I wanted to do earlier. But I think if I come over here and turn this to a nil maybe. So now, but now it's a string. Which, that doesn't matter, right? But it doesn't matter because I wanted it back to be back the way it was actually. I just wanted to show that. With the print, I think I can just, for now, make this like this, right? Same thing, just gave that out, but it's not returning it. So, do I need it to return it though? Oh, because I am getting it. So, like I am showing that. So I probably do want to, do I want a side effect in here though? I don't know. Just for now. Because I'm trying to show it, right? I might as well. Alright, so it's returning that. And we can just ignore this line right here. You can just format this a certain way for it to do whatever, but I don't want to mess with that right now. I'm trying to play around with this plist still, and I get sidetracked, so better stay on here. So now that I had what's going on before all this stuff I started doing, I was doing something else, describing rat girl, because I'm trying to throw a lambda function in here. And I just wanted an easy way, but I'm probably not going to use it. That's why I didn't care about all that stuff in a kind of a way. Because I just want to use it the ugly way that we figured out how to do this, just to show like how weird this is to me anyway, or it's becoming weird. If this is going to work actually. So, the lambda, right? So first I want to see the rat girl. She's sitting there. She's got a strength and HP. Now if I want to build a lambda inside here, lambda, and what am I going to try to do? I'm going to remove her HP by her strength, let's say. I'm going to make her attack herself, which means I don't need any parameters. But later on, I might want to be able to attack other people, so we can just change this, right? So, what I'm trying to do here now is, I think, I'm going to subtract her HP, but it's rat girl's HP, right? So here's why I was trying to do that. I'm trying to get rat girl's HP, so I can say grg HP, but let's just do it the ugly way. So I think I have to say get rat girl HP, maybe? Right? And am I set Fing this? Do I have to set F this? Because I am trying to get her to hurt herself. And every time I call this, it's going to reset it, I think, back to what it was. So let's just say we say this, and then we're going to get rat girl, let's say, her strength, and subtract her health from her strength. And so now we have this little lambda function. And I don't know, you could probably click on it and do something. So here's like something like, I think some people have have their window split and type up here, or have the whole thing like this and just switch back and forth to the REPL and stuff. And they have this button, copy to REPL. But I wish when I was like editing a list file, which I haven't tried, I guess, in Sly, so, but I'm guessing it's not going to do this, is if I'm inside my little list file, I want to just be able to right click down here and copy it to my REPL, you know? Not to my REPL, but to my folder up there. So I don't know, we can try to like inspect this and see what's in there or something, I guess. So it's a lambda function now, so it doesn't really tell me anything that means anything to me, really. It'd be nice if I could see the source code, which I think you can. And there I just killed the slime messages. And if I like probably do something again where it pops it up, it'll bring it back. But the other day I was trying to find that, and I went to the Emacs messages window instead because I had closed that one. So it might be smart just to leave that open, so if I ever want to go inspect something or something. And I don't know if I left it open as I'm typing stuff, does it keep putting stuff in there? So how did that even come up? Oh, because I told it to inspect it, right? Let me try that one more time. So I told it to inspect that. Oh, this isn't the messages window, is it? It's just a Sly inspector. What I wanted to see if there was like a Control XB, and then I'm getting sidetracked again. But Sly inferior list messages is the one that's going to take me to Sly events for SBCL. Oh, maybe because I had those two different ones open. So this stuff might be, I don't know which one I'm in. So what happens if I just come over here? Oh, there we go. So yeah, I guess we can just come over here and see what's happening. So maybe at some point I'll try to watch this and see what was the rat girl doing? I don't know, but this is just too much to go for right now, right? What I want to do is get this in my property list now. So now if I come over here like this, and then open a parentheses, and close a parentheses, but before I close the parentheses, I'm going to give, oh, it doesn't get any, it doesn't even get those things. In my Lambda, can I just type a bunch of stuff in here? It's kind of like a prog in, maybe. Let me just see, print, hi. Okay, so I did print stuff. And I can't see, like, if it's actually subtracting her. I think she had 30 HP, right? So if I go back over here and look at her, she still has the HP of 30. And if this was an let, maybe this would, so get her strength. So, I don't need this anymore, I guess. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm not in para edit. Para edit, whatever it's called. So, because that's blank, I didn't need to put any of those in there. But this still, okay, so now it's 25. I had that in the wrong spot. Well, why did it give it 25 this time? Did it do that last time, or did I just never called it? So here I tried to call it, but it didn't. What did I do different right here? I think my parentheses. Hold on a second. I think it was my parentheses. But I don't think, like, it went down. Right here you can see it's 25 now, right? So the HP was 30, this was 5, so the little function I'm writing is working. But I don't think it's affecting Rat Girl, her properties over here, so it's not. So, to do this, we probably just have to do a setup, right? And so here we're going to mess with this. I'm guessing this special variable, this global variable that doesn't have a name yet, and we already gave it a strength. We gave it some properties in its P list with the strength and 5 and HP and 30. Now I'm going to try to stuff this in here once this starts working. I wonder if I stuff it in her right now, does she know? Like, will it affect her? Because right now I can come over here and put set F here, right? But right here it didn't subtract it from her, so it probably won't. But if I stuff it in that P list, because right now it's not in the P list, right? What if I stuff it in the P list and call it? Does it work on itself, or it won't because it's not using setf? Because right now I'm not setting it to anything, so it's probably not, because these are symbols right here, right? So I think I have to set up this thing, actually. So let me just do this. So I'm going to say set f, and then now, here's why I was saying, like, if we had a way to get to her HP, it wouldn't look so funky, because now I have to set f get Rat Girl. I'm just retyping the same thing, right? HP, right? Is this how I do it? That's how I originally set it, right? And I'm going to set up that. So I'm setting f, the Rat Girl HP, to be this right here, minus that right there. And this might be, it's like indented strange now. There we go. So see, just by indenting that, I think to do that also, let me just say Control XU. Let's just say more than one of them was jacked up or something. There we go. If I come over here to this first one, and then just come over here and highlight everything, and hit Tab, then it'll fix this, like re-indent everything too. So, and then you see there's just some kind of order to it, at least. So you can tell sometimes when something's messed up. Because let's say I would have put this parentheses up here, let's say. And notice how right now the minus signs and stuff. So if I would have put this up here and then re-indent this block, notice how, like, if I was paying attention and I'm expecting it to be over here because that's how I'm expecting Emacs. After a while, it wouldn't really matter how Emacs was like doing this exactly, because if you just got used to what it was doing and it did the same thing, everything consistently, then you get used to the format of it, I guess. But this makes sense. So it's doing it in a reasonable way. And so now, if I hit enter here, if I hit enter there, I don't have all my parentheses closed, obviously, and I hit enter. Now, it's 25 again like it was. This was returning. But if I describe rat girl right now, did it actually change her HP? Yes, it does. Okay. So now we can store these things in a plist that doesn't really have a real name here. It is in the package though. There's a symbol. So here's what's happening, I guess. There's a symbol in this package, Common Lisp user that I'm in. And this symbol doesn't have a name to access it, because probably still I can't call ratgirl, right? Because ratgirl is unbound. So although there's no symbol, well, there is a symbol. There is no variable that I have access to. Now we can also write a function that messes with this. And I want to say, what I want to do is get rid of this, because I don't want to call the function. Like, like, I don't want to name the function. How do I say this? I don't want the, like, when I store this inside ratgirl's plist, I don't want the property list. I don't want it to be trying to call it because I want to call it. Well, it might be cool if I could just call it. So if I left those parentheses there, I probably don't even have to use fun call. But first I'm going to try to use fun call on it. And if that works, then maybe I can rewrite this. We'll try to overwrite the value that's in there because we can see we overwrit the 30 already. So we should be able to put this back in here and see if then we can just stuff the lambda in there with the parentheses around it for it to try to call itself. And it's not taking any parameters, so we don't have to really worry about typing that in there. So let's just stuff it in there real quick. So I have what I want. And it might not be intended correctly all the way, but it's cool. Who cares? Because I think what I should do is scroll up here a little bit before I try to type this out. Well, let's just say it was starting with setf, right? So what I did was I said setf rat girl, and then now we give the setf a name. I'm gonna say attack self, let's say. So setf rat girl attack self, and then wait, setf. That's not right? Because we're doing some weird stuff. We had to put setf get rat girl attack self and close that there, I believe. And then I'm gonna set that. I don't know if it's easier to put it down or keep it up there. It just always makes sense to say I'm saying this to this, but since it's getting so long, I don't know what's better to read, but we'll see. So what I'm saying now, trying to say, is I'm gonna set f get rat girl attack self. So get rat girl is how I've been accessing this variable without a name. Let's just call it that for now. And then now I'm saying get rat girl attack self, which doesn't exist right now, right? There is no attack self. We can see right here that there's all we have there is strength and HP. So what I'm going to do is say get rat girl attack self, even though it doesn't exist. I'm setting it to be something that exists. So I'm set effing something without a name, basically, kind of. It does have a name. It has a symbol, but the symbol doesn't really have a valid name for me to call. It's like you would normally do with a variable or something, or even a function. As far as I can tell, the only reason I'm able to get to it is because I'm using this get right here. So somehow this get is going into this property list. And because I just, gave it some symbol name, it's just using that, I guess. And now I'm going to set this to be a lambda sitting here. And so if I come down here, and now I didn't close them all, so hopefully, is that where my setup ends? It has to be in the whole thing, right? Because I'm trying to set up this whole thing. Am I, though? Like, setf, get rat goal. Yeah, I think I have to do it this way. Oh, no. Attack self, undefined variable, attack self. Okay, so what's happening here is I forgot to put the... So here's the thing about the symbolic programming I was trying to talk, I guess, about a little bit before. But before I put HP, I did do that with the other ones, I guess, too. It's just so confusing. It's kind of like looking at a word. I did, see? It's like looking at a word, like the other day I was like ghost. It's like, is that H supposed to be there? You look at something too long, you start doubting like if you're doing stuff right or whatever. But over here, what the issue was is I didn't quote my thing, so it was actually looking for something called a tag self already existing, and it doesn't exist, so I got to quote it. And then now does this work? So now what we could do is see it made this function, this lambda function, as you can see right here. But what I want to do now is describe the, man, that's not really a word. Describe rat girl, right? I should just use my history or something. And then now we do have a function sitting inside here. So what I was kind of wondering just then is, can we just, put this set f, get rat girl, and then put the lambda inside of lambda and just call this. But first I wanted to see if I can call this with fun call. So right now we can see that there is no rat girl as far as I can tell variable. But we do, and the rat girl, if you just, quote something, it just comes back to itself. So that's not a real way to like get the information out of rat girl either, I don't think. There might be some kind of like property list maybe. Is there something that get properties might be? Get property is rat girl. I don't know what this is for. And it said invalid number of arguments. Rat girl has a HP. Would that work? The value rat girl is not a list, so it wants a list. So that's not what I'm trying to do. But I wonder if there's like some property list something. No. So I got properties? No. I'm just making stuff up now, so that's being goofy, I guess. Now what was I trying to do? Because I got confused again. I did the set f, and I saw it was in there. So at the very least, let me go over here and describe this rat girl again. Now, what I'm trying to do now is we can see there's a function sitting here, and a strength and a HP. So if I tell a fun call here, so if I say fun call, and then do I have to use the get stuff? Fun call, and what's this going to be like? Because I'm running a fun call, but that fun call is inside there. Oh, and do I have to put a pound in front of this? Because usually you do your function call, so I think fun call like this maybe. So I'm going to say fun call. I want to say get rat girl. Right? So we're getting rat girls, and we name this attack self. And I think it's not a function, it's just part of the property list. It is a function in there, right? The lambda's sitting inside there, but as far as like Lisp is concerned, this little thing is not a function, it's a value that I set in the property list, I think. So I think I have to just put that like that. Attack self. Is that true? So now I'm expecting her health to go down to 20. Get rat girl attack self. In fun call, get rat girl attack self. Get rat girl caught error. Get rat girl attack self is not a legal function name. Yeah, I'm not telling you to be a legal function name. I'm trying to trick you. So what if I can't do this though, right? It's not a legal function name. Well, function names are supposed to look like this, I guess. It's not a legal function name. Like I have to write that in a lambda too or something? Would that be a way to get around that? I don't want to have to do that though. But yet. Fun call. Does it have to say, like maybe I need to figure out how to write fun call. Did I have a function earlier? Like, what's that? Get rat girl HP maybe? Was that a function? Maybe I need another parentheses there or something. So now if I said fun call, let's say fun call, and then I want to say get rat girl HP. Okay, And if I was to say get, like get rat girl HP, for instance, I can get that. That's what I just typed. It's just the same thing as that. Okay, that's why. And then if I was to say get rat girl, well, I don't have to do that, do I? Get rat girl and just say attack self. And it pulls this out. So if I say get rat girl attack self, which kind of looks like what I had up there. So it's just a maybe. I don't know if this is going to be able to work, but this is working. And so if I was to say this, like I should just be able to say fun call here. Okay. So if I go back over here, that means the only thing I'm doing wrong, or I think, is to come over here and get rid of this stuff here. Okay, 15. Did I make her do that again somewhere, though? I haven't called that anywhere, right? Or I did. That one says 20. So up here where she was 25, I think, right here at last. The last time I described her, it looks like her HP is 25. So somewhere over here, did I actually nail her, too? That's to actually getting the HP, though. Getting her to attack herself. This right here is not running the function. It's just showing me the function sitting there, right? So this is showing the function, and this one right here did. It looked like it did nail her with this one, though. So it looks like I just hit her twice. I did type the same thing twice, duh. So now if I describe her, her name was Rat Girl. She's no longer got 30 or 25 or 20 right here. She's got a 15. So, oh no, this is just weird to me, right? Oh, well, yeah, it was weird, but before I do another thing I want to try, I really want to see, where did I set F Rat Girl at? Is this the one that worked? No. What's this one telling me? Undefined variable attack self. So that's the one. What? Well, that's because it's not a variable yet. That's how I corrected that error earlier, I think, was just to go like this. And then run that, right? And so if I run Rat Girl again, just to make sure this works, she's got 10 health now, so she's almost dying. So I guess I could say like set F. Now over here, we know how to access it like this, but earlier I did this one, right? So since I can get her health like this, theoretically, like I could do all that get whatever, but I can just come over here and say set F this to 100. So let's just give her 100 health. Undefined function, set F this. Why is that an undefined function now? I'm just trying to go after the value. Set F. Okay, so I was expecting it to do something a little bit different, but set F. Wait, oh, I know why. Because this is just doing 10, right? And this is getting her stuff. So I don't know if I can actually set this, but it's just weird if I don't know. So how would I do that? Because theoretically, all that is saying, so if I do this, all that really is saying is get Rat Girl. I'm just trying to think this stuff out. So if these two are equivalent, then theoretically I should be able to go like this. Set F Rat Girl. It's just so weird, right? Set F Rat Girl. And what am I setting her to? I'm setting her HP though. Like, I don't think that's going to do what I want. Because I want that. But I'm getting that. But that's the location kind of that I want to be at, maybe. Maybe because it's a return value. Trying to figure out, like, how I twist my brain around to try to do what I'm trying to do. which is kind of irrelevant because I can do it the other way, but so let's just do it if you can do it the other way, figure out how to do it the right way or the other way, and then try to transfer it over maybe. So here I should be able to say get rat girl, right? I should be able to say HP. Get rat girl HP. Jeez. See, it looks wrong again, but I think that's right. I want to give her 100 HP is what I want to do. So, like I don't have a, so now I can just run this function though, right? So she has 100. So if that is, so I don't know why the other one didn't work. It seems like it should have, but maybe I can't set F because it was a function. Right, it kind of looks like I should just be able to do this. I know it doesn't look like I should be able to do this, but I'm just wondering because of the way like Lisp was messing with stuff, why I wouldn't be able to do that. Because grhp is undefined. Why is it undefined? I actually want to run that function now. You know what? Like, I'm probably just confusing myself more. So let's go back to describe. And we're going to describe rat girl one more time because I keep getting sidetracked. And currently, it's a lambda in there, but I don't remember if I ever set it the way I wanted to. Did I? Did I never do it because it's jacked up, right? So I can tell this by maybe just saying, I don't even know if this would work, so get, because I don't know what the difference is going to be. Like, this is why you'd have some source code and it'd be nice, right? If I was doing this all this in a file or something, but let me just, I know how to do it, so let me just quit trying to wonder stuff so much. So we have setf, get rat girl attack self, and then I want to make sure this is the correct way to do this. So we're going to make rat girl attack herself again somehow, which is running this function. Geez, how did I call that earlier? Fun call. Is this the one that did not work or the one that one did work? So now she has 95 health. What I want to do now is see if I set this lambda like this, then can I run this without calling it with fun call? Like, it did run it, right? So now theoretically, if I say, how would this be done? Because I don't have to run fun call anymore. So if I say get, and see, I'm guessing I have to put get in front of all this because, well, I'm not saying I have to. There might be other ways. I don't know, but like, how do I get? Like, rat girl is not a symbol. Rat girl is not a symbol that I can access as a variable, right? So I don't want to hit enter because I've done it so many times, but, and if I do it like this, it'll do this. So now though, what I should be able to do is just describe rat girl. Wait, yeah. If I describe rat girl real quick, one more time. I know you're probably sick of this, but she has 90 HP. Attack self says 90 here though. What happens if I run it again then? So to run this again, I could say like get rat girl. Does that change, I wonder? Get rat girl. We called it attack something, right? I think I had to put this here too. Maybe it was attack self, I hope. She has 90. So is that value just sitting there now? What's it saying when I said get rat girl attack self? So it looks like that function returned and put 90 in there. Ew, that's ugly. That's not what I want. Did that mess up my whole function? So if I come back over here and then I want to take that out, right? Oh, is it because I put did it close? Wait. I didn't even know where I needed to put my lambda. Is that something else that was being weird? That needs to be inside there though, so I don't think so. So now, yeah, that's true. What I want to do is get rid of that. try to go back to this and describe itself again. Now it's a lambda function sitting there. So what happens if I run it again? But to run it again, I have to use fun call this time. So let's just build a function that all it does is call that lambda, I guess. Is that how I'd have to do this? What if, this is going to be really weird too. If I say get rat girl attack self, I think is what I want to do. And it's getting this right here. If I described it, it's not running it. So her HP is still like gonna be 90, right? Yeah, but that function didn't change itself. So last time it returned that value because I put those parentheses in there. I guess it ran that and ran it and then returned it and then ate it, which I didn't want it to eat it. I wanted to just call it, which it did, but didn't put some other info in there. So maybe there's another way to mess with that. But it doesn't matter because I can still use it this way. I just have to have fun call it, I guess. So, and I wonder if I could make another one that calls the other one. Oh, this is so weird. What if I put my loop inside of here too? And just call the loop on the attack self and all this other stuff? I don't know. Like, I guess there's more diving into this that I can do. But I don't know how long this is getting, and I'm already not even done doing what I started this video to try to do, I guess. And there was other stuff I wanted to try. So what I want to do for the next time, I'll put it in this video, but maybe I should put in that org file too. Okay, so these we kind of did. So in here, I'm just going to put a to-do, let's say. To-do. And then let's say, I want the enemy. Well, let's make a ghost, because a ghost. We'll make a ghost, and how do I do this? A ghost, maybe I'll put it in brackets, since ghost is a list, let's say. And then I want to have some kind of enemy. I could just call it enemy to be like generic or something, but I kind of want to be a little more specific if I'm going to keep this REPL thing running. And I still have to show that, I guess. So, that's another thing to do real quick. Maybe like dump this to, I probably should put up to do too, or else I might forget to do it right now. Dump this to image and try to load it back up later or next time or right now. Load later. I'm just going to save that and come back over here. No, I'm not, because I still had stuff over here. I want enemy, which we'll just say org for now. Org maybe be dotted list. Right? And we're already making our hero. So what was our hero? Did we have a hero? We had a rat girl, right? And we have rat girl, who we're just doing a plist with. So the idea is eventually, like maybe to make this where it's not just attacking ourselves, but be able to fight these people. And in this one, we'll try to use ways to access lists in one way, and then there's like a different way to access dotted lists sometimes to be able to. I think maybe using this get maybe. I'll have to start playing with that because I don't really remember, but there's a way, like here we could use like first and second, and over here we might be able to use or the rest, first and second, we could do these. These we might have to do like a first and rest or something like that to get them out of there. And maybe you can use the gets, but since we're using them right here, maybe we'll just do it those three different ways. Like first and second to get the elements out of here. Let me write that down too, because I'm not gonna remember all this, like what I'm trying to do or say next time. So the ghost will be first and second. First, second. And then I probably should put these all on different lines. But maybe maybe this is a point to show this. To do, I think, I don't know, but I want to say if you put like this here, and what if I get rid of this, and then put this here, this is an org mode thing, And I think this is how I do it. And then if I also put this here, and then put this here, and rather than hit enter, because I was having to tab this stuff over and it's not even or whatever. So we'll say like, and I'd have to format this another way, but maybe this makes sense now. And then I'll say the orc would be a dotted list, and to access these was, what do we say, first and rest. And I don't have to be too specific here because I'm at least recording this. I can go back and watch it after it uploads and make sure everything worked, I guess. And then rat girl was using get, and we'll just put for accessing. Well, yeah, for accessing. And that'll remind me anyway. And then I want to say I can hit tab here. Bam, there you go. And I don't need this one, I guess. And then see how it kind of like made a makeshift table sitting right here. I think if I came over here and hit enter then, oh, it didn't. But I could probably go like this and then it did it for me, right? Okay, so that's cool. I'll get rid of that line too. plist is a OOPN. So maybe, I wonder, can I just merge these? There's probably a way to merge these, but like if I wanted that to be all one, there's probably some command to do it. But for now, list as OOPN. So we're kind of got this going along like plist, not list, but plist. And probably like this. I guess I just need to go back over here, all right? Because it's pretty close to what I want to do for this video anyway. And dump the image. I'm going to forget to do that, but that's okay. I'll do it on the next one. I'm going to try to do it before I close this. That way, maybe every time I start this series, I just open up the same image. And if I do this, then maybe I won't have to forget. I think at this point, I could actually save the image, but I just want to get this out of the way before I have to come back and do this again. So the idea here was to do the fun call, and somewhere we have a fun call that worked, I want to say. Like, I don't know how to do this. Sometimes it'll do my completion the way I want it to, but like that time it didn't. It almost seems like I have to be in a function or something so far. But here's another thing I could do. Control R. And what was I just typing? I forgot already. Yeah, I don't even know. I was trying to get that lambda. Oh, the fun call. Okay. So maybe if because I'm well, you can still copy and paste it, but if I hit Control R here, type fun call, run call. I don't know. It doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I'll try it again. I think there it is. Well, it just brought it right to me, right? Fun call, rat girl, attack self. Yeah, that's what I think I want to run. So if I just hit enter, now she has that. So she has 85 HP now. Okay. Rat girl has 85 HP. What I kind of want to do at this point is I can fun call this. So what I want to do is say define a new function. Define. So I have one called attack self, but maybe I should have just called that attack or something. Because now what am I going to call this one? Defun rat girl kill self. Let's just make her kill herself. So defun suicide. There we go. Rat girl suicide. So just say RG suicide. Maybe. And then she's doing it to herself, so there's no reason to put a parameter in here, let's say. And then, well, it might be time to not do this yet. Just to do a loop first. Like, how do I even know if I can do this? So what's a loop? Loop. And you'd say this is probably a while, right? Not a loop, but a while. But is a loop a while? Like, can I do while? While, like, I don't know. Let's just do it this way. There might just be a while too, but loop, while. I don't know how to do this either. Loop, while, greater. This might be another place where you'd want to, like, have some variable or function that's getting rat girl's HP, right? So loop while get. We'll just do it the funky way because it's funky and it looks weird. And it's funky that I can even do this, so I might as well do it the funky way right now. So loop while greater get rat girl HP. Well, that's greater than 1. I want a loop? Oh, that doesn't look right. Fun call. Get rat girl attack self. Oh. What do we get? We got fun call get rat girl self attack do found where loop expected current loop context while. Maybe loop doesn't have to have. Can I just put a while there? Maybe. I don't know. Loop's so weird. Or maybe I can just go like this. Get rid of that one, but get rid of 2 just so we see. No. So while is undefined. So that was wrong. I might have to look this one up. So what is it crying about? Fun call get rat girl attack self found where. Okay. That's not the top one, right? I just want to do this one more time to see if I'm seeing it right. So it's saying context white here, but it's doing the HP 1-1. This is the top one, not the bottom one. But it's saying right here attack self. So I think I have to come over here to hit the Q though, but I think all it's crying is because there's not a do here. And it said nil. So what's rat girl's health right now? Oops. Oh, she has 0 HP, so it actually killed her. Suicidal chick. So, alright. This is where, like, this is the one I want, right? So, maybe this is where it's nice to have an editor sit here and put your stuff in. But you can always just, like, copy paste it or whatever, but I'm going to get rid of that because I can come up here and look at it again. Let me just print it out one more time. Oh, it's right there. So I can come back and look at this, but I'm going to try to remember how to type that again. Just so I can learn Lisp while I'm learning Lisp. Now that worked. So maybe in this loop, now we know how to do and now we can actually see this. I can just type in my function because I think I kind of know what I want to do now. I just need to like do some format stuff to make it say stuff while this is happening. So loop. I'm trying to define a function, and it was RG for rat girl suicide, and doesn't need any parameters. Let's say we can stuff them in there later if we want to like have other people do it too. And then we're gonna say and also you can put these like doc strings in here. It's like document what you're doing, so maybe I'll throw one in this one. So rat girl attacks herself. Rat girl gets angry and offs herself. house herself. Is that how you spell that? Okay. So then right here, you're not gonna see that. That's just like if you say describe the function or something, it'll come up. Or there's like you can run like there's something called like docstring or something I think, and you can run to pull all the documentation out of the stuff or something. I don't know. It's like self-documenting stuff. I think Python does this too. Probably a lot of languages, but I think it's just called a docstring here. I'm not sure. And so here we can probably just say, like, now we actually have to print something if we want to. So we can say like format. Does she attack herself first? No, because then I'd have to do this in the loop. So no, I'm gonna say format. I'm gonna put it to. Oh, I'm just trying to nail or true. So and I'm gonna say rat girl. Freaks out. Freaked out. Rat girl freaks out and claims she is going to hurt herself. Right? And then or instead of making her a ready rat girl, we'll say she's a cocky rat girl. So rat girl, format T, rat girl is gonna what? Curl. I am invincible. There we go. She's like, I am invincible. And then we'll make a %, to make a new line. So that's a new line there. This right here, these two characters in Lisp are to make a new line. Inside format, not in Lisp. This is I don't know, I explained some of this, but format's like a little, from what I can tell, DSL or domain-specific language. It's like a little mini language inside Lisp. So not only do you have to learn Lisp, you have to learn this mini language called format. And there's another one called loop, which we use right here. Notice like, let's just see like, before we got to that stupid loop. Even the while, like, you see this while right here? Kind of Lispy looking so far, like all the stuff. Well, never mind, because that didn't work. It's not real. Don't pay attention to that. But like right here, there's some kind of like structure to this. And you get used to like looking at some Lisp code, but then now we're down here messing with this loop right here. And the do and the while, neither one of them have parentheses around them, so that's already kind of funky, you know? And we won't get into right now how funky the loop is or how funky format is even. But just know like these are like, might break the way Lisp looks, but it's not necessarily Common Lisp that's, well it is because those are like inside of it, but it's not necessarily the let's say the more pure type of syntax in Common Lisp. It's these little funky, like mini languages inside of it sometimes that get crazy. And maybe Lisp does too, I don't know, but it just seems like Lisp isn't like that, but then these just might even be macros, so I'm calling them DSLs. There just could be macros or something, but I want to say these two are more like little mini languages because of the stuff they do and how different they are, but maybe loop isn't, but format seems to be, but it seems like they both might be. But it could just be some macro, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But the macro can do this too. So maybe if you were trying to write, like if you're writing your code as data, who cares kind of, I guess. But if you're writing if you want your data to become code, that might be a reason to use a macro. And I'm not going to try to explain macros. I'm not going to try to do macros because I don't really know much about them until there's a use for them, right? Maybe if we were making this game and then we no longer want to like have to use Lisp commands or functions to do stuff, and you just want to type attack or just type suicide so the person can like respawn or something, then that might be a reason to write a macro because we're changing the syntax of Lisp. That might be another reason. So until I'm trying to do something like that, I'm not going to try to play with macros because I don't want to make up some wonky or goofy reason just to show off what a macro is or how to make one or how to learn how to make one. Unless there's a real reason to. Because I don't know, from what I understand, you don't want to really use like macros unless you have to. So that's what I'm going to try to stop. So not make those until I actually have a reason to. So format I'm invincible. And percent sign, right? That's a new line. I have tilde S health or HP or health or HP, I don't care. I have tilde S health and cannot die, maybe. There we go. So Rat Girl thinks she's Superman now. Hopefully there's no, oh, yeah. And then we have to put right here, because we put the little format directive right here. So we're going to have to put something here. Normally you'd put like HP or something, but, well, you know, we had that get HP function sitting here, didn't we? I wonder if I can just use that instead of doing the get all that junk. Get RGHP, was it? I don't know if I can put that there, but let's try it, right? Okay. I'm going to keep going instead of just testing that out just to see if we can get this correct the first time. If not, have a bunch of stuff to try to like debug or something. And then I might have to go back and get rid of a little bit at a time to figure out what it was too. So we're going to format and have this spit out. And then now she's going to say like, I think now we can do the loop, right? So I think loop while greater than get rat girl. I'm just going to type this out from up there. You can, instead of me reading it too, you can look right there, right? That's all I'm doing. Well, I kind of want to practice too, though. Can I talk and type at the same time? Probably if I'm typing the same thing, it's not too bad, but if I start talking about one thing and typing another thing, you might see me go crazy or something like I'm doing right now. So did that finish my loop? Yeah. Now, I kind of want her to show her HP each time. So, do I want her to say this every time too, though? And I kind of want to come up here and put a new line here too, I think. So maybe I should be... Well, we'll make it her friends or somebody saying, no, don't do it, Rat Girl, you only got this much health. No, because then maybe I'll just show the health right here. You know, why not just do this? Ooh. So right here I was trying to do the tab completion and it's doing some other completion stuff. I was trying to like just re-indent the code. So I guess dude doesn't mind being there, but format wanted to be here. Let's just see if I highlight all this stuff. Hit tab. Okay, it seems to be the way it wants it. Oh, well. Is that all I need to do? Oh, didn't like that at all. Do Rat Girl. During macro expansion of a loop, use break on single to enter. I am Rat Girl, I cannot die. Did your HP found a loop expected keyword? Ooh, yuck. But why? Oh, maybe because I have to do here. Maybe that's why it didn't indent it correctly, right? I'm wondering, like, why is my code not indented right? Or why does it seem weird? If I put a do here, oh, see? Like, I'm wondering why is it looking weird or whatever. And then, this is what I'm talking about the editor. It doesn't really matter what language you're messing with. Like something like, probably like Ruby or C and Java and some of these other languages that are out there. You want to have an editor that like formatting your stuff correctly, and probably the same thing you recognize when stuff is in the right position or not. But with Python, you have this white space that's harder to keep up with and stuff. And in Lisp, you have these stupid parentheses. But like I wasn't looking at the parentheses. I'm not paying attention to the parentheses for the most part, even though I don't even have para-edit on, right? But there's just like this structure sitting here, and that's what I'm saying. I'm paying attention to that. It's just sometimes something looks off. And so now, if I say describe, what's her name? Rat Girl again. Rat Girl. and then she has 0 health. So I don't want to call that function yet. I want to give her some health first, and then we'll see if the function actually works. So setf get rat girl HP, and then we'll give her I don't know, it might take too long. She's coming down by 5 at a time, I think, so let's just do 250 instead. So she has 50 health supposedly, and I do have that one function that showed me that earlier, and I'm using that function inside here towards the end right there. So let's just see if I come over here and get rid of this. So like another way I guess to do that would be probably right here if I just control K. I'm expecting it like in because if para edit isn't on, or else it would have done that. But here I can just hit control space and then go to the end. That's one way to do it. And now she has some health. I think if I describe her again real quick, you can see she has 50 health. Now if I call this function, does it actually like do anything? Oh, I redefined it, I didn't call it. Derp. So it doesn't take any oh. So she's toast. $50, I'm invincible. $30, I'm invincible. I have 30 health. So maybe it would make more sense to not put them on 2 different lines, just so it's not so much chaos going on the screen real quick. So let me get rid of this one. And she already has an exclamation mark, so that's one thing that can be done. What happens if I run this and she's dead? So doesn't do anything because she's already dead. Let's go back and give her some health. Where'd you get health from? And then if we run this function again, there we go. 50, I'm invincible. I have 50 health and cannot die. Like, why is she saying the 50 to begin with, though? And I think, too, if I was to describe this one more time, maybe we can see the, oh, the documentation's not there. So, I don't know how to use this documentation. Oh, yeah, it's the return values that it lets me click on, huh? See, I don't know. Like, I have mixed feelings about the mouse being on inside this. I'm used to turning it off in Vim, so I don't know if there's a difference if I turn it off in here, but I'll mess with that some other time, I guess, too. So if we give her health, and then call this. I'm just curious why there's this first one, like it's saying, let's look at the function itself, right? Where I'm naming it or writing it. So here, while loop, whatever. Do format, I am invincible. So she's spitting out her health each round before then. And then I have 5 health. I cannot die. It's almost like she's... I have %S health. That's why it's saying that. That's right here, though. Like, where's this one coming from? The 50, the first thing that comes out is there. Is that some kind of return value? I wonder if I turn to nil right here, if it changes any of that. And then give her some health. And run that function again. Wow. Okay. So that nil only showing the return values. That's definitely not what I was trying to do there, huh? I don't know. It's just, I don't know why it's doing that. But I guess it doesn't matter for now. oops, at some point. Like, I'm just not seeing it right off the top of my head. If I type something that would make it do that. Because I'm getting 50 here. The only other thing I want to try, I think it's going to be the exact same thing, but like if I just put 5 here, let's say, or 6. I probably have to get our health again to do anything now. So that got rid of that. So maybe that function right there is returning something. It's just weird that it's returning it in the front though. Okay, so maybe it's returning in the front because for it to do this, it has to run that first, right? Like I was kind of talking about that earlier. Like for it to, I wonder if there's some way to suppress this, but it's like for it to do the format I am this and put this here. For it to format it, it first has to figure out what this is. So it's running this, and maybe this probably says print, and this is why you don't want to have a side effect. Actually, if we were to go find the function right here, I bet you I'm printing, and that's what this is happening. And I'm calling that, I don't know if you ever hear like side effect type of programming and functional programming type of stuff. I guess would be more than likely what's happening is, since this right here, I don't want to do this whole structure because I just said that, but for this to format and put this S right here, the S expression or the SexP, it has to know what that S expression is, and it's right here. So for it to put it here, it has to run this code first, right? And then once it runs this, it knows the value of it, it stuffs it in here. And then once it can do that, it's going to go ahead and do that into the format, and then it's going to be part of the loop, and all this stuff's going to kind of like, so these things might be read a lot of times like evaluating things. And more than likely, this get ragdoll HP is going to be defined. So maybe, just maybe I can come over here. I don't think I'm really using that. Oh, but I am. I am in one of these things I was. Well, I'm using it right now. So I'm using it to print, actually, right? Before I turn the 7 right here. So if we were to come over here, I'm using that to print something out right here also. So I'm using that side effect, but at the same time I don't want it to have a side effect too. So to fix this real fast though, instead of using this function, instead of saying get, instead of naming this function get ragdoll HP, I should have said display ragdoll HP maybe. And that way it would have made more sense when I saw it right here. I might have noticed that. And so if it was display the HP, then I'd be like display HP and I'd figure out why it's saying that. But since I said get it, like I wanted to use it to get that information. I just didn't want it to print it too, let's say. So I could have two functions. One says like display ragdoll HP, and the other one get ragdoll's HP or something. That way one of them could be used without side effects, and if you wanted those side effects, one of them could be. But you don't have to put the side effects in there if you don't want to, I guess, because you could just put them in this format command, where a format command you kind of expect having side effects because it's format command. So right here, all I have to do is like change this to get ragdoll HP, right? I think so. And then that's solved, I think. So now if I go get ragdoll some HP and then run that function again, there we are. So now she's like, I'm invincible. I have 50 health and I cannot die. And then I am invincible. I have 5 health and cannot die. And then maybe, I'm kind of done, I guess, but down here we could do one more thing after the loop. So I just get rid of these so we can see where they're going. This one goes there. The loop is over. And then since she's committed suicide, here maybe I could just say like print. Ragdoll's toast. Why me croak or something? Is that how you spell croak? I don't know how to spell croak. Because I don't know, there's like people croak, so is the frog croaking or the ribbit croak the same as a person croaking? I don't know. frog can croak, or it can croak the other way too, right? So I think now if we go give her some HP again. Yeah. And then maybe if we put at the very end. I wonder what it would return, right? If I put the format here with a... I'll just try one more thing before I quit because I'm curious. I'm going to say format. And this one I want to put a nil there this time. Format nil, because it's the last thing it's returning. Maybe it'll even get rid of this right here. So we only see one of those. I don't know, just playing around, trying to figure this stuff out. That should work, I think. But she has to have HP first. And then if we call her, there you go. So, why me? Or, why me? Ribbit. Whichever the croak that is. I think this is kind of a cool place to stop, except there was one thing I wanted to do, and I have to actually go research this because I don't know how to do it. I probably have to install something. I don't know by default if you can do this or not. So what I'm going to try to do now is, I didn't type any of this inside a text editor, so, I could just scroll up or, kind of like Alt-P updates and try to find every single one of them that worked, which, to do that would probably be easier to just go like this, right? And then try to find all the functions and copy these out and put them in a text file somewhere. But, I'm just playing around in the REPL before in the past, sometimes I'll watch people playing around with Emacs or, I don't know, sometimes, it's just recently because I started doing YouTube, not doing YouTube videos, but I don't know, before I go even any further, what am I trying to do? Let me type this in here in both places. Dump to image, please, before I quit this video, because I'm going to start talking about something else. And maybe I'll even put it over here. Common Lisp dump image, I don't know. Save image, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. What is a Lisp image? Maybe it'll tell me. Core dump, no, I don't know, but that's not what I'm trying to do. Because there's this other dude. And for a long time, trying to search YouTube for Lisp videos just kind of sucked. But this Neil Monroe, is that your dude? Thanks so much for making these videos. Let's just do Common Lisp. I think that's who he is. He started working. It doesn't seem like he's coming with too many videos, but he was like, I don't know, maybe even once a week or something. He was putting these videos out. Look how many he has. He has 33 videos. And so I did some of these first ones. And actually he starts talking about some OOP, so if like I'm playing around, or you don't want to wait for me to play around with it. Well, yeah, because he's probably doing real object-oriented programming, right? He's probably using classes and generic methods or whatever they're called in Lisp, and maybe even like showing structure or something. Structs. And see, he even went over macros. Condition system. He made a tic-tac-toe game, a hangman game, rock, paper, scissors, a coin toss. So anyway, and then look at these are like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. There was one that was 50 minutes. So plenty of content out here. But it's interesting. And I don't even think he's a Lisp programmer either. And while I'm thinking of it, I want to say there was like someone named Alpha. And this was pretty cool too. Common Lisp Alpha. I want to say first steps maybe. I don't know if she said first steps like this or not. Or first like that. I don't know if YouTube can do like Google search, Google or type thing, but we can say like first if it does. Common Lisp Alpha first steps. Does that give me what I want? Oh, here it is. So here she is. And it's, just it's in Russian. I think it's in Russian. And the auto-translated subtitles aren't very good on here. But this is straight up maybe her first time messing with Emacs Slime. Maybe she messed with Emacs before or something, but it doesn't look like she messed too much with Emacs Slime and all that stuff put together. Not even, I don't know how much she uses Emacs. I think she programs in other languages, and so it's just kind of it was kind of long too, hour and 30 minutes. I watched it. It's interesting. Can't understand what she's saying much. I put the auto translators on there and can kind of get, but she's doing a lot of giggling and messing around, so it's kind of cool and getting confused. And that pair edit stuff messed with her. I guess she didn't know how to turn those off, so uh, it's just really interesting to see some other people trying to learn Lisp. Also, that dude might have been talking the whole time. I can't hear because I don't have headphones. Sorry about that. Uh, what I was trying to say is Neil Monroe has some cool Lisp videos, and a lot of them. And this alpha right here uh, is trying to learn Lisp. So I'm wondering because it looked like that thing was picture in picturing or something. Neil could have been down there talking while I'm talking. So if that happened, oh well. I'm not gonna edit it out right now because I already tried so much editing. Hopefully it didn't run too long. I think next time I'll just turn my sound all the way down. How far is my sound down? It's kind of low. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. And this is like a college, like doing some of this. I don't want to get into like Lisp tutorials. Just her. She's trying to learn Portical basically. And I don't know if she's ever even used Emacs before or messed with Lisp before. Or, probably never been in Slime and Swank or whatever for sure. So, and none of it's in English, but it's cool. Now, I was talking about maybe like dump an image or save. I want to say like trivial dump core reference manual. What is a Lisp image? I don't know if I have to look at these, but Common Lisp save image using SPCL. So that might be enough for me to figure out how to do this real quick. I don't know if I explained it or not because I keep jumping everywhere. But since I'm not saving anything, save Lisp and die, baby. Since I'm not saving anything, any of my source code, what I'd like to be able to do is just, save this image right here. After I save it, I can just reload it. And as long as I can remember what I typed in here, then I'll have all my stuff without ever having a source code file. So maybe this whole series I won't use Lisp, like save my stuff in Lisp file. You can do that while I'm typing along if that's what you wanted to do, but it might be too late to say that now. But if I save this image, then I can just load it back up and be right where I left off without even having to save any source code. And, once I learn some more about Sly, there's probably or more common Lisp commands, there's probably ways to see my code. Because I can see the assembly of a function, right? So let's just go see. We made this defun RG suicide. And it was a compiled function, probably because it seems like SBCL or Slime or Swank or one of these is compiling the code as we go. I don't know which one it is. But probably just SBCL does that by default or something. Defun. What was I trying to say? Oh, disassemble. I think I already showed this though, so it's not a big deal. But it's a new function that we just made. I can never spell this word correctly for some reason. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I feel about all this tab completion sometimes. Like, if it was, probably because I'm not smart enough. I was going to say it wasn't smart enough. But if I was to go like this, oh, see, it still didn't. What is unique here? This symbol, dude. And I almost spelled it, so it's still not working. I don't know. Disassemble. Can you get me right this time? Disassemble. It was an RG suicide we named her. And then right here you can see like the assembly for that function. I don't know, like, is this the, Intel assembly? Or is this some like bytecode for Lisp? It looks pretty assembly-ish though, but I guess some bytecode could too. And here's like where Rat Girl is. See where like attack self, that's one of the little function in Rat Girl. Some of the stuff that's in there that I was calling. Here's the HP. And here's I don't know, I guess if I made this bigger you can see more of it. health, and I cannot die type of deal. I got sidetracked again, didn't I? So, Common Lisp image using SPCL. I want to create a Lisp image of my program. How do I do it properly? Are there any prerequisites? And doesn't it play nicely with Quick Lisp? Right now, if I start SPCL with Quick Lisp preloaded and save die Lisp core, and then try this, and then do this, I get require. I should see if someone answers this. I just want to see what he was saying. I'll make that bigger. So, is he answering himself? Thanks for the help. Oh man. What worked for me was export this. If you want to create executables, you could try the following. I already have stuff. I want to take my image and run with it. This is the main function. This is the main top function. No, I want my whole program to be like it is right now next time. Is it a slice of memory? The Lisp image as dump memory. It's dumped to the memory of a Lisp system. Contains all functions, often compiled to machine code, variable values, symbols, etc. of the Lisp system. It is a snapshot of a running Lisp. To create an image, one starts a Lisp, uses it for a while, and then one dumps an image. So, I don't want to know what it is. How do I do it? For example, the function save image of Lisp work or SPCL. Saving core, that's what the other guy was talking about. So maybe I don't have to. This dude right here, Raynard, I guess he's the guy to listen to. So where's he telling us to go? Saving core. If you ever see that dude answering, you know, he's one of the, seems to be a dude that knows a lot about Lisp. So it's worth like at least maybe taking a look at something if that guy says something. But see, it's saying and top level. I don't know what that means. As far as like, I want all my stuff to be the way it just is right now. Maybe it's just showing all the top level variables and functions or something. I don't know all this. What's executable? If true, arrange to combine the SPCL runtime and the core image to create a standalone executable. If false, the core image will not be executable on its own. Executable images always behaves as if they were passed the no uniform runtime option. Oh, so this is. I don't know. Like, do I want it to be a standalone executable or not? I don't even understand. If it's not one and I can load it, then will I be right back where I'm at? If I am one and I load it, does that mean I'm not in Emacs when I start it? And then I have to like run some command to start Slink and then connect from slide to Slink. See, this is the part that I'm like wondering about now. Maybe it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter because like if I lose this, then at some point I'll try to do it again. But trivial dump core. Let's just see. Quick load trivial dump core. Dump image. In this example, we create CCL image that has a user-defined function evaluated. So what do they do to do this? Quick load, dump this, and just call it make a function, hello world, and then we can give it a name. So this is what I'm gonna try to do. Actually, and then in this example, we create a SPCL executable that can be delivered and ran on a computer without SPCL. So if we save an executable, someone doesn't even have to have SPCL, and they can run it. So maybe I would want to do both of these just in case one didn't work, just as a backup. And then to do this one, it looks like trivial dump, save executable, SPCL, hello world. But I don't know, it almost looks like, are you executing your function? Like they name I don't want to sit here and name every function I type so far, you know what I mean? Now we have an executable file in the folder called SPCL world. If you run it, the following happens. Yeah, so I don't want to do that. I think I want to get this one over here then. And then what do I do? Just a CCL. We'll get a prompt, a CCL prompt where you have to still have access to the hello world function. But on this one, I didn't have to tell it hello world, did I? They made this function right here, and then he dumped it, and that looks like all he had to do. And it tells you what to do, maybe even. But on this one right here, it looks like when he was saving to the executable, that he's actually saving. Maybe this just saves that one function. Maybe it'd save it all. I don't know. So I'll have to check that out instead of doing that one. What I'm going to do is, I don't know what happens if I try to like save it and then load something. It's a different image maybe, so it doesn't matter. So I'll just come over here, and then what it's saying is, I don't know if I did the Quick Lisp update everything. Did I do that earlier when I installed Quick Lisp? So let me just do that now. So this is all like, I'm going to say like, I don't want to say that. I want to say right here is upgrade maybe. Upgrade. No, update. So right here. So I've already got the latest version in the client. Maybe, okay, so that's all that matters to me. Now, I'm gonna come over here, and I'm actually gonna type this out because I don't know how to, like, what I'm doing here. The other stuff, I don't remember what it was, but I know what I'm doing. So quick load, and then trivial, dump, core. God, how long is this video now? Oh, let's see here. Trivial dump core. Okay, it didn't error out. And then I don't want to define a function because I got a bunch of these suckers already I want to keep. And then I say trivial. And it might be a good time to like see where I'm at. So I say like pwd. Ooh, there's no pwd command. But I can say cd and then just control G out of here. So it looks like I'm in my users, my home folder and learn. I'm just going to dump it in here. Okay, and we'll see if it goes there, I guess. So trivial dump, actually let's go over there now. I'll also say C, and go to users, and go to rivet, and then learn. I guess I wanted to be in learn Lisp this whole time, but oh well. I do kind of want to be in learn Lisp, right? I'm not in learn Lisp, am I? Was I? I don't even remember. I'm not, so... No, I'm in, I should be able to hit PWD, but I guess because I'm on Windows, it doesn't work. Oh, there it is now. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I can hear my computer sitting over here getting so hot. The fans are like blowing. Probably need to get out of here and turn the fan on. I have to turn my fan off because it's so loud and like clunkety sounding when I'm recording it. Probably you can't even hear me. But I can feel the heat in the room. I can hear my laptop crazy over there. Trivial dump core. Let's hurry up before this thing dumps me out of my operating system. Dump image. I'm reading right here in case you couldn't tell. Dump image. And then the name I want to give it, I guess. So I'm going to call this like rivet image 01. Let's say, and then CCL. Do I do the SBCL? So I'm using SBCL. This is a CCL. I don't think it matters like which one you type here, but instead of calling this like a Lisp file, because it's not a Lisp file. Lisp file is source code, right? This is just some image that I'm dumping. I'll name it SBCL, I guess, so you know which implementation, because there's so many like CCL. This is it's gonna take me there clicky. Let's see. So this is a Clojure Common Lisp implementation, and notice that's with a Z, not the Clojure with a J. That's kind of popular around right now, which is a non-Common Lisp. Common Lisp is popular, but I think this was around first, so I don't know why. I guess it's probably why the other guy called it Clojure, because this is like a good or popular. I want to say like CCL. There's so many of these things, but I want to say CCL compile stuff real quick. So if you're on a real slow machine and it's taking forever to compile stuff, and that's what you're more important in, is like getting your stuff compiled, then CCL might be good. Like if you're on a cloud machine and the cloud like cuts off stuff, like if you take too long, your processes take too long, and it's cutting them off, you might try to use like I think it's this one that was fast. Now, SPCL doesn't compile as fast, but I think the EXEs will be faster. So if you want your EXEs to run faster, or you want your code to run faster in the end, then you might want to use SPCL. I'm on Windows, but I'm talking about Linux. Like the SPCL port is not as good on Windows as it is on Linux. I think a lot of people use another one called Clisp. I call it Clisp. I think they call it C-Lisp, but whatever. You're gonna name your stuff like this. I'll just call it whatever I want. Clisp. But so this is like one issue with trying to learn Lisp, I guess. Even if you just want Common Lisp, there's tons of these things. Like I don't know. When I was researching it, Clisp was better on Windows, but SPCL was better on Linux. I don't know. Nowadays, I just say go with SPCL unless there's a reason not to. And Emacs and Slime should be able to work with most of these that are popular at least. But since I'm on Windows, so far I haven't ran into a problem of why I need to be using C-Lisp, or I don't know, just call it Clisp. People just get over it, I guess. Um, did I even do it yet? Is this all I had to do? I don't even know where I was. I started clicking around before I did what I want to do. Jeez, here I am. So just make sure. Now you have so in this folder, and that's what I wanted to do, right? So let me just hit the PWD over here. Next PWD. I'm in. I also want to check it over here because which one's it gonna dump? So, uh, is this the one that didn't have it? Yeah. So CD here, and I'm in there, and then this one right here is a different one. So, and this one, I'm there too. Yes. So both of these are okay. I think the interpreter is the only one that mattered though. So here I should be able to. Did I already open that window up? I might have. And so while I'm over here, I'm just going to dump it. So I think it's going to dump it right here. So let's hit enter and find out. Oh, cannot save core with multiple threads running. Interactive thread of current session. Well, that sucks. Interactive thread of current session. Dead main running. I don't know. Like, can I pick which one I want? No, I don't know because I think my repo crashed earlier, right? And I didn't close Emacs, which might have been a mistake because I might not be going into this issue right now. So theoretically, I could have saved that and then have that, but let's just see if someone has this on the internet somewhere, how to get around this. I'm just going to use Google because Cookbook. Okay, so Cookbook's like a pretty cool place. So load my apps.asd. The steps involved are load quick Lisp, save Lisp and die, pound my binary top level. That's not acceptable to me. So this is what he's saving at, I think. What's this top level stuff? Top level, my app.main, executable. So maybe that's what this is trying to tell me. Can I just pick one of these rebels? This is what I want right here. That's what I typed though, I guess. So I'm thinking that this is what I want. Turn it into a single one then. So maybe that's a reason not to want to have multiple REPLs while you're doing this. You can probably pick one. But see, like this guy is loading his ASD file. He has an app. So there's some source file there, and top level, my app main executable true. I want to just try to type one of these numbers in, but I don't think that's going to work. Can I just tell it the main thread? My app main. It says the main one. I don't know. I'll try to figure this out. There's no reason for me to sit here and show this anymore, I guess. Well, hopefully this wasn't too long and not too boring. Lates. Ribbit.